Hey, Frank.
Hey, how you doing, James?
Hey, good. Hey, Izzy was just in my office and she was just telling me that you got off a really good call where you had an opportunity to help somebody who's really struggling with debt. Can you share a little bit about how that story went?
Yeah. We were able to help out this gentleman. He had about $48,000 in debt. How he accumulated debt, he got sick, was in the hospital for a while, so he wasn't able to work. So everything went on the credit cards, all the hospital bills and keeping up with his normal bills. He got out, but wasn't able to really pay the stuff down. So he took out some personal loans and, started paying those off. Then another family member got sick. And the gentleman, he was nice guy, kind-hearted, helping out his family, ended up helping them out with their bills, putting it on the credit card. So now the credit cards were back up to where they were before. And he had these loans that he was paying and he just was falling behind.
Oh, wow. So it's a little bit like one thing after another for him.
Yeah.
How long was he dealing with that?
He'd been paying on them for, he said, a couple of years. And just the balances weren't moving. And what kind of made him look into the different options or to do something right now was because he had 7 different line items that he enrolled in the program. And there was 2 that were current, 3 that were 60 and 90 days past due, and 2 that were over 150 days past due. So he was on the verge of being behind on everything.
Oh, so he was really underwater. Was he talking about bankruptcy already, or was this kind of the first thing he was looking at to try to solve his problem?
This was kind of the first conversation, but bankruptcy was not out of the picture. But we went over all the different options that he had available to him, and it just kind of turned out that settlement worked better for him because he would be able to get everything done in a shorter amount of time than bankruptcy.
That's awesome. And you said it was about $48,000 or so?
Yes.
And like 7 lines?
Yes.
I know usually when we go through these things with clients, we look at like how long it's going to take them to pay the debt back if they stay on the current path and about how much they're going to end up paying. So if he came to us with 47, 48, about how long was it going to take him to get the debt resolved and about how much was he going to pay? Did you guys end up going over that with him?
Yeah. And that was kind of like the jaw-dropping moment when we brought up the numbers and he was going to have it right here. He was going to pay about $90,000 total, and it was going to take him about 31 years to pay it off. And that's saying that he would not use those cards again, ever. It would be still 31 years for him to pay it off.
Oh, wow. That's crazy. And when all was said and done, about how long was his plan with us?
That's the great part. With us, it was going to take 48 months. And the savings were great. So he was paying about $1,350 a month on his bills. And with the program, it was going to be 48 months and he was only going to be paying $870. So saving him roughly $500 a month.
Oh, wow. So he saved about $500 a month. And you said he was going to be done in 48 months?
Yes.
Instead of 31 years?
Yeah, so definitely a lot better.
Be done a little bit faster?
Yes. He definitely loved those numbers and he didn't realize how long it would take to pay it off. He's just making the payment every month. Balance isn't going anywhere, but didn't really put 2 and 2 together that it would take over 30 years to get it done.
Yeah, I bet. Seems like that's kind of a revelation point for a lot of people when we talk to him. In this guy's case, how was his mindset around like settlement as a concept? I know sometimes the conversations get a little bit touchy when they start finding out about like the credit hit they're going to take and things of that nature. How was his mindset around all of that? How was that conversation?
He definitely had questions and, we went back and forth a bunch of times. He had questions about the tax implications. What would it do? Would he have to pay taxes on the amount that was forgiven? Which it's possible, yes or no. So I referred him back to go talk to his accountant who, that's their profession. They know all about that. And they kind of explained it to him in a way that he understood and realized that he wasn't going to have to pay like a lump sum of taxes because it all breaks down to when each debt got settled. So he was happy with that. We discussed the credit impact and, through talking and discussing the different options, he realized that the credit impact, regardless of what he did, bankruptcy, debt settlement, he was going to go through a credit impact, which one was going to be shorter. was the debt settlement. And he also realized at the end of the day, you know, it's a lot easier to fix your credit than it is to get out of debt. And he realized that paying for years on this debt and it not moving.
And I guess really at the end of the day, if he's already got stuff that was 60 and 120 days late, there's not much more damage that's going to be done to your credit going through a settlement program. In fact, with any luck, probably 12 to 18 months after you get out of the program, your credit's probably going to be in a better place by getting this stuff resolved. So
yeah, the damage was already done.
Right. Yeah. Okay. That's awesome, man. I love hearing these stories. I'm glad you're able to help this guy. Any last minute comments you want to make for our audience or anybody struggling with debt out there?
I would say don't believe the misconceptions out there, because what works for one person may not work for another. So do your own research, reach out. You're not in this alone. Give us a call. And the best part about what we do is we go over all the different options that they have. So we don't focus on bankruptcy or focus on debt settlement. We focus on everything that can help this client so that when they do make a decision, they know they're making the best informed decision. So, look for help.
That's awesome. That's awesome to hear. I love it. Thank you so much for your time, and enjoy the rest of your day.
All right. Thank you.
Take it easy.